is the Saturday Night House Party from Flip Flop Live Radio, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I've got this brand new fancy radio equipment, and I couldn't be more prouder than to have Brian and David from JB and the Get Down Browns as our first guests. So, guys, welcome to Flip Flop Live Radio.
Woo-hoo! What's going on, man?
Oh man, it sounds like y'all are having a house party in Mecklenburg County tonight.
Yeah, we're social distancing at least 6 feet away, but we are congregating.
All right. Sounds good, my man.
Good thing.
Yeah, you got that right. David Snead and Brian Parks of JB and the Get Down Browns with us. And first of all, for folks that are not familiar to your band, I want to. The very first question I have: where did you come up with the name for the band?
So I'll take that one. So back in so it's a long story, but I'll try to keep it short. Back in the early 2000s, we were Jeff and I were doing our local duo thing. You know, we do our two-man Jeff and Brian music thing. And we were also playing a band called Backstreet out of Danville, Virginia, and they were a beach band. And so Bill Brown and Mike Brown were actually the drummer and the bass player for Backstreet. And so Jeff and I were doing our duo thing, and from time to time down on the lake, we'd get asked, hey, you know, can you put together a band? And so we said, yeah, we'd get a bass player and a drummer, and we'd get Bill and Mike to come and sit in and play. And so the running joke was every time we got ready to play and set up, Bill and Mike would pull up in the car, and Jeff would always go, "Here come the Get Down Browns." And so that's where the Get Down Browns was. And then so in 2009, when we actually formed the band, we thought it was would be cool to maybe throw a curve at everybody and put the JB in. And I'm going to let David tell you about the JB.
Yeah. The JB is really Jeff and Brian. That's what that comes from. Everybody thinks JB is a person. We've actually done shows with other bands, and they would ask us in conversation before we started playing, do y'all do all James Brown songs?
Right. Yeah.
James Brown. You know, I don't.
Right.
Yeah. But you know, for the most part, it sucked. We played a couple of shows, and we had a lot of fun with most of the people not getting the name right. We would get introduced so many different ways. The funniest one was one we did in Gretna. Ain't no big thing, but it's growing. In Gretna, the DJ, he had one of these voices that you would just die for if you were a DJ. And he gave us this big build-up. And he right before we came on, he said, "Okay, right now, live on stage, JB and the Get Down, y'all." And it was, it just kind of stuck from there. So we've had a lot of fun with it, and people that get it, they just think it's a cool name. It's fun to say. I've had a lot of people say it's a fun name to say.
Well, it really is, and you know, it's and the thing about it is the name of the band goes with the sound of the band. I mean, you guys, when you're on stage, you are flying around. Y'all are just having a good time on stage. So it fits. The moniker fits the band to a T.
Yeah. So you know, we lost one of our Get Down Browns, and we're going to give a shout out to Mikey B. Mike retired. He didn't quit the band, and we didn't have a big falling out. We all left on great terms. Mike is, he's close and dear to our hearts, and we still keep in touch with Mike. And so we lost one of our Get Down Browns, but we still say Get Down Browns because we're all Get Down Browns now. But
that's right.
But
yeah.
Vernon Carter is our drummer now, and has come in and done a wonderful job, and we love Vernon. He fits like a glove, man. He's a great fit for us. We love him. Awesome drummer.
Well, one of the things I want to talk about also is now you guys, you've been in various bands throughout Southside, Virginia. Now, Snead, you were you with Overtime at one time?
Yeah, even further back than that, I was one of the original members of the Fast Lane band way back in the day. Mm-hmm. And that's how I met Brian. Brian actually would help us load in and play harp with that band back then, and that's how we became friends. But yeah, I went on to join Overtime and stayed there for 6-7 years, and decided that I wanted to do something different, so I left. And I know that JJ does a good job trying to fill my shoes from time to time.
Now I've got JJ on the JJ. Do you want to comment? I can bring in, buddy. I mean, if you want to say anything, I've got JJ on the line here. So JJ, do you want to? I mean, I'm gonna let you defend yourself if you want to.
Well, I don't know if I should comment on that or the fact that Brian used to load equipment. I don't know which one I'm shocked over more.
Hey now.
Awesome.
So, as far as beach music goes, now you really, I guess, I mean, you played beach music, but it wasn't really. I mean, you're more of a top 40 variety band. Tell us about how Lake Booty Shake came to be, because I mean that is, that really took the beach music world by storm about a year ago.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a fluke, to be honest with you.
It wasn't a fluke. Come on.
I know a couple years ago, we've had several promoters want some original music. You know, do you have some original music that we can promote your band during a certain festival or event, things like that? And we didn't have it, but we wanted something like that. So we kind of set out to do something. So that was my attempt to write a song that we could have some fun with and try to bring the lakes that we grew up around and on, Lake Gaston, Bugs Island, Kerr Lake, all these different places, try to bring those into play and make it fun for some locals. So it was a song that just kind of came up as me looking back in time. Maybe I'm in my 20s or something, and that's what I would have had wanted to live at the end of the day, you know, to kill your afternoon, you know, to go out on the lake and hang out with the beautiful women and watch the lake booty tip.
That's, man, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, that's something that us guys can relate to, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but it took us by surprise that the song did as well as it did. So really appreciate all the fans really jumping on board with that. I guess it was a little off the wall and something a little different,
right?
But we've had a lot of fun with it. Yeah.
Well, and it's you know, the lyrics are awesome. The beat. I mean, it's a great song. I mean, it's just one of those feel good songs. And I remember when I sent it out, because I sent it out to a couple of DJ friends, and I sent it to Mike Worley at 94.9 The Surf. Mike's a good buddy of mine, and within minutes, I got a call from Mike saying, "Who are these guys? Tell me more about them. That song is awesome, Andy." And then put him in touch with I think Brian or David, and then y'all ended up getting some airplay. And I tell you, you know, for your first foray into beach music like that's not a bad way to get started.
Yeah, hats off to. Got to give a shout out to Dale Height, because I think Dale got it to you.
He sure did. Yeah, Dale sure did.
I don't know how it all went down, but you know, and like I said, we really, I don't even know if we were really we didn't release that song, did we?
No. It was just one of those deals where a few people liked it. Dale got a copy of it. He really liked it. Shouted over to you, and so we, you know, we're new to this, so. No, we didn't release it. It just kind of happened.
Right. Well, this new song you've got, it's called "Gonna Get Down," and that's a good title for a song. Tell me how that came to be.
Another fluke. Yeah. This song, I don't know. After writing that first song, it just was some interesting stuff going on in my mind, and anyway, the lyrics kind of came on the when I pick you up, we're gonna get down. Kind of came to me at some point, and I decided to think myself into something, maybe put a story together that would be fun and happy. And it seems to be something that people connect to. We tried it out live before we did anything else with it, because it's just a fun song. It's a good dance song. It's a high energy song. And the reaction from the crowd absolutely blew us away. People, the first time people hear the song, they attempt to sing it. When you write music and you have fans or people in the audience singing back to you, that's probably the best feeling a musician could ever get.
You know,
and for the first time these people would hear the song, they would actually try to sing it back to us. And so anyway, we felt like we had a little something with it, and decided to go ahead and put it down on a track and see if we could maybe get some airplay and expose some other people to it.
Well, you know, David, I've heard other musicians say the same thing about having your own material, and then you've written the song. It came from your head to your hand to your mouth. You start singing it, and then people start singing it. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that is a pretty good feeling to see something like that.
One of the best feelings in the world, absolutely. Yeah.
And when you're playing it live, what's so crazy about it? You're halfway through the song, and people were trying to sing it with you. We played a show up in Smith Mountain Lake last year, and actually that was like the second time we've ever played that song out.
Mm-hmm.
And they requested the song back because they figured out the lyrics, and then we got the crowd involved, and they sang the whole second time we did it. It was kind of crazy. It was just a big party, but that's what we are. We're a big party band, man. We like to have. We're missing playing. We're missing it.
That's right. Well, hey, it's going to be here before you know it, man. Before we get the song started, I want to tell a story. David knows this story because I think I've told it like 5 or 6 times. First time I saw you guys play was about 5 or 6 years ago. You were playing I was actually DJing the in between the breaks. You were playing a fundraiser for Brunswick Academy here in Emporia, and I noticed that I was hearing these piano parts, and I ain't seeing a piano player. So I'm like, all right, what's going on here? I mean, is this tracked? No, it's not tracked. David is playing the piano part on his guitar.
Yeah, he's playing that and organ all on the guitar.
That is. See, that's worth the price of admission right there. I'm telling you, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. He's in there playing the like Brian just said, the organ parts, piano parts, keys. I mean, he's doing it all from his guitar.
Yeah, there's nothing in the can for us. Every note that's played, whether it's a piano, keyboard, whatever is going on up there is actually played.
Yeah.
Bad, good, and different.
Yeah, bad, good, and different.
That's right. Yeah.
And back in the day, when we first got serious with this, we thought about hiring a keyboard player, but hey, that's another cut, right?
Right.
So we decided to give it a shot. Well, actually, I'm just playing the guitar like a piano, but the people that put that technology together is the one you need to give a shout out to, because the technology today is incredible. But it really, really does a good job of sounding like an authentic piano or organ or horns, whatever you want to play on.
Yeah, I mean and that's the thing. I mean, I just figured, okay, well, you guys had probably just had that cut recorded, but no, it was live. So that's awesome. Yeah. All right, well, without further ado, let's debut the brand new song from JB and the Get Down Browns. David and Brian, thank y'all so much for joining us, and we're gonna make its debut here. It's called "Gonna Get Down" by JB and the Get Down Browns on Flip Flop Live Radio. Here we go.
Thanks, David.
Yes, sir. You got it, man.
I called my baby up last Friday morning. Said I'm coming home this weekend. Here's fair warning. Slip on that blue dress, your favorite pair of shoes. We're gonna go out on that town and bust a move. When I pick you up, we're gonna get down. So when I pick you up, we're gonna get down. Boardwalk and Fifth Avenue. Say they got it all, but they ain't